Hello, everyone. I apologize for posting this video so late this week. The second COVID shot hit me hard, and I was out for a few days. Before we begin, I want to thank all of you who completed the mid-semester survey. Because of your comments, we are making 3 structural changes to the course. First, we will have 1 rather than 2 discussion questions every week. That seems like a reasonable request. Second, we're moving the first weekly discussion deadline from Thursday at 10 p.m. until Friday at 10 p.m. So that gives you a little bit more time to absorb the materials. And then thirdly, we will post most parts of the module on Sunday rather than Monday. The quiz and the discussion group will still be posted on Monday at 9 a.m. I'm doing that because in the past, if I posted things early, sometimes students take the wrong quiz or they do the wrong discussion group, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, this week we are studying the third of our 8 diversity issues, namely gender and its relationship to design. Gender refers to the socially constructed characteristics of men, women, a mix or transfer of the two, or something altogether outside of these constructs. Gender varies from society to society, and it can be changed. Most people, but not all, are born either male or female, and they are taught norms and behaviors, including how they should interact with others of the same or other sex, within households, communities, and workplaces. When individuals or groups do not fit established or traditional gender norms, they often face stigma, discriminatory practices, or social exclusion, all of which can adversely affect their sense of well-being. But things are changing. Your generation is undergoing a conceptual shift about the concept of gender. It seems that gender, just like race and ethnicity, are being perceived more and more as on a spectrum, especially as we unravel the human genome and see the complexities of our makeups. Excuse me, I need a little drink of coffee. Okay. Author Suzanne Tick writes that, and I quote here, "We are living in a time of gender revolution. Traditional masculine and feminine roles are being challenged through advances in science and technology and by cultural shifts stemming from the evolution of sexual politics and media depictions of gender. Identity is no longer clearly defined as male or female, but by increasingly visible manifestations of sexuality or lack thereof. Designers who focus on society's issues are well aware of this sea change, and they are working to understand new concepts of space that are related to gender identity." Tick continues, quote, "Corporations have taken note and bathrooms have become the focus of this change. Big companies like Google are adopting gender neutral or unisex bathrooms. In fact, I think we've got a plan right now at UB to move the bathrooms into unisex bathrooms. And in addition to, but in the case of Google, they're offering gender neutral or unisex bathrooms in addition to conventional ones to allow individuals to feel comfortable, safe, and included and not have to choose a gender while in the workplace. The increasingly nuanced understanding of gender identity is an essentially human phenomenon, and we need to design for the accumulation of different human beings who are out there by being respectful to individual needs and creating environments in which people can have their own individuality," unquote. So then the materials for this week start with a glossary, which gives us the terminology that we need to discuss gender issues in relation to design. A lot of you are very aware of this terminology, but it's always good to have a refresher. Having the vocabulary is the first step to understanding and helps us to understand the concepts that we can't discuss or think about without this terminology. Then we're going to read a chapter from our diversity and design book entitled Overriding Hate, in which the author directly responds to the negative effects of hate speech directed towards gay men in the form of public restroom graffiti. I'm sure you've seen that if you've ever been in a public restroom, and most of you have. Following that, we will read another chapter from our book entitled Visualizing Gender. This article reveals the challenges and opportunities inherent to gender activism in communication design. And then thirdly, we will watch a video talk by designer Gabriel Maher, who deconstructs gender in media design and in product design. Then lastly, this is a traditional activity in this course. You will, or I shouldn't say traditional, this is an annual activity in this course. You will visit an online sperm bank where you will choose the characteristics that you would like in your own future child. Then you will complete a survey of your selections, and we will compile the results to see what kind of babies our class chooses as a whole. We will discuss our findings in future modules. I will compile all of the data, and then I will share it with you. And then we can look at this data and make some inferences about this data. It's quite an interesting exercise from many points of view. And then, of course, you take your quiz and you participate in the discussion group for the week. And this week also, the Something Interesting category has several fascinating items. And also, one more thing, please note that I have posted the project 2 of 2 in the assignment folder. I will also make a video that explains the project statement and post that as well. It seemed like that really helped a lot of you for project 1. Speaking of project 1, remember to go into your discussion group and rate, I should say, not rank, but rate the projects that have been posted in your group. We're going to be taking a look at that as part of the way that we determine who should be winning the awards. So that sort of wraps it up, but not quite. Wherever you roam this week, I would like you to take a look at the spaces around you and think about how they might portray gender issues. How do we read gender in the public realm? Are some spaces made for specific genders? If so, how can you tell? Perhaps one of the most difficult questions for designers is, how can one design a space with gender characteristics that is not stereotyped? That's a very big question. And one final thing, springtime is for the rabbits. And this weekend, I hope that the bunny brings something wonderful your way. Bye for now.